Well, it's Sunday. Last night we had to say goodbye to Chris and Christy. Um, on Thursday we said goodbye to my daughter. So now, since everybody's off the boat, we can start making our way north because we've got about 350 miles to go to get to Florida, where I'll have a dentist appointment on one day, and then get on the plane the next day, go with Chris Lita to New York, and then fly. I think we're going to meet the tugboat they're saying in Key West, Florida. So who knows if that's going to happen or not. But that's the plan. And it's bittersweet. Kind of miss all the people on board, but it's also wonderful just having it just me and Chris Anita, and everything's quiet. And she and I have our own routine. Awfully nice. Of course, being a downwind sail, been pretty rolly. I mean, that's what happens when the wind's directly behind you. We left Georgetown. That was about 45, almost 50 miles behind us now. We left there first thing in the morning, sailed on the outside. I just came through a little while ago, and you can see we're just barely making it, barely keeping the wind on the head sail, trying to keep our rum line straight. I just pulled out the boom to play with my new toy. Um, in my quest to try to learn something new every day and be a better sailor, I've been trying to study a lot about boom brakes and preventers. So some of you that might have been watching for a while might remember when we came back from Puerto Rico, we had an unintentional jibe, and we broke that, which they call the toggle. And originally, it was an aluminum one. It's kind of a made weak point to break so that it won't take the rig down when this thing jibes. Anyway, they were out of that and they gave me a replacement in stainless steel, but you can see how it's all carved out there so that it'll still break the same way. And anyway, after that, my buddy Runa bought me this boom brake, and he didn't buy it because he knew anything about it. You know, like he said, "Oh, you need this." No, he's just like, "Hey, let's get a boom brake," and this was the one that they had, and he bought it for me, and I used it. And um, I perhaps I'm using it wrong. I don't really know, but you can see that there's a couple different ways you can weave the line through there. Like you can see I have it dipped under one and up around and back, but you can make it much stiffer by making, weaving it more so through there. But I've found now what I've done is I've run it over here to a soft shackle and ran a line back, and instead of just having it slow the boom down as it goes back and forth, if you put a bunch of turns on there, it doesn't turn at all. You can't get it to move at all. So then it's basically a preventer halfway down the boom. And I've been using it that way. And some of the research I've done has told me that's a really bad thing, that we really need a preventer all the way at the end. And that having it here, there's 9 times the force of out there is right here. So even though this line looks small, and it is a small line, but it's Dyneema, I think it's got like I think it was like I think what was it, 32,000 pounds of braking strength, so something crazy. But anyway, it speaks of Dyneema. But anyway, so everything that I keep reading says that you have to put it as far back as you can. So this is not a permanent thing, and like I say, we're rolling, but if there's ever a chance to play with it, it would be now. So I put it all the way up there, and you can see I have a friction ring up there, and then I brought this back to here so that I can adjust it. I don't know if I'm going to do this forever, and like I say, this is I put this on about a week ago, but I haven't had a chance to use it. This is the first time that I've really used it, and if you look, you can see where the friction ring is. That's also into that blue piece up there is also Dyneema. And so so it's not like I have there shouldn't be a weak point with what I'm trying to get at. So I don't know. My problem, I like the idea of the boom brake but I never got it to work, because if I made it so that it would move back and forth, it wouldn't put enough resistance in. If I made it so that there'd be more resistance, then I couldn't get it to move. So it only worked as a preventer. So if I'm going to use a preventer, I want to put it back there. I think that's probably what I'm going to do. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know what you think you should do. Let me also know too if you also have read or seen online, or watched any articles online, or read anything about uh, more and more people saying, and obviously if you have a small boat, the forces at play are not the same as something on a larger boat. By all means, Paquita is not a large boat at all. This boom is massive, and I got lucky with it once. I never want to get lucky with. I never want to have to use that luck again. So I'm starting to think that maybe anytime I have it pulled out, have it pushed out over the side, I'll always have a preventer up. I just got to figure out. It's one of those things that if I make a system that's too complicated, I'll never use it. But if I make a system that works and functions well and it's easy enough that I'll deploy it every time, then it will get used, and that'll be great. Anyway, that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. After a disastrous attempt at a live stream, had catastrophic technical issues, but we were able to get it out. After we got all that done, Chrysalida and I have enjoyed the most awesome chilled day downwind sailing. Downwind sailing has usually been something that we have not enjoyed. It's usually really rolly, but here on the Bahama Bank, we're in the middle of nowhere, and we are in 16 feet of water, which is actually pretty deep. For most of it's around 8 to 10, 8, 10, 11, 12 feet, but we're in a 16-foot hole right now. Let's see right here. It's even saying that it's supposed to be 8, 9, 10, 11 feet. That's be high tide right now. But anyway, we're doing 4.5, 5 knots. The reason why we're not rolling around is because there isn't a lot of wind to make a rough sea condition. So you can see we're in the middle of nowhere. We're probably halfway between Chub Key and Bimini. We're going, and I don't have the most efficient. I mean, ideally I should have the spinnaker up, but I keep worrying about wind coming up and getting a hard time putting it down, getting it down and all that. So we've got the head sail pulled out, mainsail over. I don't know if the mainsail's doing much. I had it a little tighter trying to direct some of the wind onto the head sail, but who cares? We don't want to come roaring in to the Gulf Stream too early anyway. The whole process of this, the whole point of doing this was so that we would slow down a little bit and not get into Fort Lauderdale too early. The weather that we're trying to avoid, I think we're going to beat by 12 to 24 hours. So by tomorrow, maybe around lunchtime, something like that. Maybe just a little bit before, because I got a feeling we're going to pick up a lot of speed here later on. I've been going 4 to 5 knots all afternoon, but I got a feeling the wind's going to pick up and we're going to go. But it is just so nice. For a while I've been wanting to go and crank up the engine and just make some more miles, but I'm just like, we don't have anywhere to go. We're going to get there in time, and it's hard to just relax. And now that we're relaxing, we're really liking this. This is fantastic. I cooked the pork shoulder on the grill all afternoon. We ate that. Our bellies are full. Just cruising along so nicely. Amazing. We're also going a different route than I normally go. We usually go right to North Bimini, I think they call it. And we're going way down below and getting we'll be popping out into the stream somewhere down around Miami. So that way, when we hit the stream, we'll be able to go up north. See if you guys can see this. Hopefully it's not flashing. I think you'll be all right. So let me just bring this up. So you can see we'll come over here, and this is where Bimini is going to be over here, like this, right about here. But we're going to go, these are all its little islands over here, little outcroppings and that sort of stuff. Going to come through here, through a pass, and come right over, and you'll see it'll get to 1,600 feet there, which seems like a lot, but when we come over here, we've been in places that are 8,000 feet of water. Here it is, right here. There we go, 6,500 feet there, all kinds of places. Anyway, so yeah, you can see we're going to be almost about by Key Largo by the time we get out, as far as how south we will be. And my reason for doing this, taking this time, was that the wind traditionally goes, the trade winds go like this. And then after a while, they start coming like this, and they go like this. They come up around like this and come around. And right now, they're about like this, and they're coming like this all the time. And I don't want to come into the Gulf Stream, because the Gulf Stream goes this way, with any north or northeast component in there, because all that warm Gulf Stream water that goes up there gets stood right up on its heels with the wind blowing against it. So it's had a little bit of, a day of calming down going this way, and it's not even blowing that hard. So I think it wouldn't be that bad if we went anyway. But like I say, the only reason why we're not in a hurry to get out of here, we're in a hurry to get in before this weather system comes later on. And so my plan was to come down here, come over here, and as we're gonna start having it, we'll start having the winds hopefully start working behind us, along with the fair tide, or the current that will push us right up here to Fort Lauderdale. So that's the plan. Say goodbye.
Bye.
So we're here hoping to catch our first on the water SpaceX launch. Falcon 9 with 21 Starlink satellites. Should be somewhere around this area here. Not too dark yet, but hopefully we'll see something. Should be any second now. Should be lifting off right now, I would think. Nothing yet. Beautiful afterglow. We got about I don't know, 90 miles or so to go to Fort Lauderdale. We're really kind of headed this way, headed down to Key Largo, and then tomorrow morning we'll hit the Gulf Stream and head up by Miami to Fort Lauderdale. ¿Dónde está mi amor?
No veo.
No veo. We don't see anything.
No veo nada.
She doesn't see anything, she says. Toma eso. I'm just going to look for it, see what the live stream says. Maybe it got canceled. Oh, it's up.
Where?
I don't know. No sé. ¿Dónde está? Oh.
No, está en la cocina.
Sí. Well, it took off. We don't see it. Maybe it's too bright. Or maybe we're looking in the wrong area. Maybe we're, you know what? Maybe it was way, obviously Canaveral is way north of us. No. She says, where is it? Funny, we've been in Exumas for 3 weeks, and it's gonna land, the booster's gonna land right on the other side of where we were. But we won't be able to see that either. Oh, there it is! She's got it! She found it! Yay! There it is! See if we hear a sonic boom. Sí, qué bien, mi amor. I don't know if it's showing up on video. Oh, I'm so proud she found it. Muy bien. Hey, we were looking in the right place after all. Oh, yeah. One very small step for the space race, but one giant leap for me. I love this stuff. The Chief and I saw a double takeoff when we were on the tugboat, and two of them took off when we were like over by Tampa. We could see them across, you know, across the way. That was pretty cool. But this is pretty special. It looks like they've had separation. So the one that's going up there is the vacuum Merlin engine, and the other piece there, I believe, is the booster. They said it's done 19 flights already, or 16 flights, something like that. So now I'm just seeing the booster. The rocket is on the other side of that cloud. Come on over here. See if we can reestablish visual. Oh yeah, there's the rocket there. The Merlin vacuum engine. And there's the booster. Mira los dos, mi amor. Sí, vale. Y tú sabes, la segundo va al Exumas. Sí. That's cool. I didn't think we'd be able to see both of them like this. "19 Raptor engines. Probably only 3, I would imagine. I'm not looking at it right now, but just steering it back, getting it down range. Well, those are the Starlink satellites going up there. I believe those are the version 3s, or the 3rd generation Gen 3 ones. So our Starlink will work better, hopefully. I think that not only do they do something like 10 times the bandwidth of the other ones, but they also have laser to laser. Oh, look at that! Mira, mira, mira!
Oh, that's wonderful!
But I believe the G3 satellites have a instead of sending radio waves back and forth, they do everything digitally through lasers. And what's really cool about that is instead of using,
Wow.
sí, pero hay más. That was just to slow it down. I think it'll come back again here. I think that was just to slow it down. But hey, before we go, I just wanted to give you a real-time update. I'm currently at work and just going through the old videos of getting this stuff out to you. And there's something that doesn't really fit in with anything. I mean, I just wanted to put it out there. It's footage that maybe 2% of you might like, but I'm going to put it in here at the end of the video. It's the Bahamas. We were there for the Junkanoo, which is the Bahamian National Festival celebrating all things Bahamian, their African heritage and Caribbean folklore and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, they do a lot of festivals, kind of like Carnival and other places. They get dressed up and they make a lot of music and all that sort of stuff. But it all starts with a lot of practice. And luckily, Cristalita and I were there while they were, well, one weekend they were practicing, and we went and checked it out. So if you're interested in that, stick around. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And right now we're just getting the boat ready to sail it up north from Florida up to Rhode Island, where we'll wait for the weather window to cross over to the Azores. So hope you'll come along with us there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care, be safe, and as always, I'll see you on the one.